Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your July monthly forecast for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be delighted if you would subscribe or click on the like button. Also, if you want to download your free natal horoscope, see the link beneath this video and discover all your natal positions. Of course, if you want your 12-month forecast and character analysis and get 30% off with my special offer, please also see that link. And finally, if you want to sign up for your free daily horoscope, which will go through to your device each and every morning, please also see that link too. But that brings us to this month. So what does July hold in store? Hello Pisces, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for July. This month begins in terrific fashion with the Sun collaborating with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected. Uranus pushes us to be a bit more spontaneous, to be free spirits, and you could find yourself having an electric connection to someone in the first 10 days of this month, as these two are in a 60-degree, very enabling angle. Now, the Sun starts this month in the sign of Cancer, which of course is a sister water sign to you. So that's an opportunity for you to showcase your talents, to be more outgoing, more sociable. It is true that Mercury starts this month still located in a little bit more of an inward area and clashing with your co-ruler of Neptune, also for the first week of this month. If this rings a bell, it's because if we return to the 29th of May, when Mercury went into retrograde, as that event occurred, so it was squaring with Neptune. And therefore, because Mercury rewound and didn't come out of shadow until the 26th of June, it's now repeating, it's moving back to repeat that aspect. But this time, it's not in retrograde, but there is the potential for you to feel a bit sluggish, to feel emotionally a little bit depleted, but the Sun's doing all it can to give you every encouragement to live in the moment and to enjoy the opportunities that there will be to have fun. Now, also, there is a quarter moon which occurs on the 2nd, and that could see you tempted to splash out on enjoying yourself. But I'd say to you, if in the following week you do, you have some luxuries, or you meet up with some friends if it's possible where you are located with COVID restrictions, and enjoy some good food and wine, I think it will be a very merry time. The only thing is, it's not perhaps the best of times to be too speculative with your financial resources. Now, on the 10th, there is a fabulous new moon in Cancer. And that really is going to be an opportunity to springboard you forwards for the next month in a very lively, energized, but also charismatic way. The 5th house, which is where the Cancer Sun is located for you, is a very Leo type energy. It has great charisma and can draw a lot of magic to you. And also, this new moon is not opposed by any other planet or position in a debilitating way. So I feel that your vitality will really improve from the 10th. And on the 11th, Mercury moves out of that sluggish area, the 4th house, and into Mercury. In technical astrology, Mercury in Cancer is not the greatest, but for you, this is fabulous. And Mercury is going to be there through till the 28th. So enjoy the opportunity to connect with people, meet up, and also from the 12th through to the 18th, Neptune redeems itself for you by forging an extremely positive link to the Sun. And this is where you can be both imaginative, creative, you can bear your emotions and your affections in a way that can render some very positive responses back to you. But of course, one of the most bruising influences of this year so far for us all has been the grinding right angle between Saturn and Uranus. The great news, Pisces, is that that comes to a close on the 22nd of July, which is a key day, particularly for you, but I'm going to tell you more about that just shortly. Going back to this right angle between Uranus and Saturn, For you, Saturn's in the 12th house of deep emotion, of sensitivities, of your past, of a sense of isolation. It can be to do with the shadow side of your nature or anxieties or fears, whereas Uranus has been affecting your nervous system. So if you have been finding yourself a little bit more anxious this year, it wouldn't be a surprise. Or if you felt drained or exhausted, that too may be informed by that particular aspect. But there's one influence I've not told you about yet, which is going to feed into that square. And that is the conjunction between Venus and Mars, which goes on pretty well all this month. Now for you, for much of the month, it's in a very practical area, the 6th house. But if we actually look at the sign the planets are in, Venus in Leo and Mars in Leo is an extremely positive combination. If you're wanting to get yourself a new job or represent your talents to someone in a way which garners their admiration or respect, this is your chance to really shine. It's just that Saturn and Uranus give Venus and Mars a bit of a pounding at the start of this month. So you need to keep your sense of self-belief. If you're trying to do something different, for example, if you're using the creative energies of Cancer, the new moon and Mercury moving into Cancer in a productive way, but you're still a little unsure whether you can deliver on some of your ideas, I think what Venus and Mars are saying to you is, do have that self-belief. You can do it. And yes, this has been a very difficult time for many of us because of COVID, which has really fed that sense of isolation, of having Saturn and also your other ruler, Jupiter, in the sign of Aquarius until Jupiter moved into your sign. It actually moves back into Aquarius, Jupiter, on the 28th. And of course, it is in retrograde in your sign, which began on the 20th of June. But don't see retrogrades as being all bad news. Sometimes they can slow things down, and Jupiter retrograde is one that can have that tendency. But see this month as an opportunity for you to showcase that side of you that can be very sacrificing to others, that can really look out for people. You have a gift for it. But I think what Venus and Mars are saying to you is where you have a gift for that, it's also important you have a gift for self-care. So you can come up with some new creative and imaginative ways to interact with people, to work with people, to have fun, but to look after them, but look after you too. You just need to believe a change is possible. Now on the 17th, there is a quarter moon which occurs in the sign of Libra, which for you is the 8th house. That's to do with deep transformations. It's where we're most invested. In a more practical way, it can be about longer term finances, business, pensions, investment, savings, that kind of stuff. But the square that's being forged between the quarter moon and the sun in Cancer just suggests that in your romantic situation, if someone is being a bit too clingy or demanding or possessive, it could see you thinking about the situation again. But I do feel the 22nd is going to provide the start of an even more positive part of the month for you, because the sun moves on the 22nd into its home zone of Leo. It rules the sign of Leo. Now for you, that's practical, just like Venus and Mars being in Leo. But Venus says au revoir on the same day and moves into pretty well the most magical part of its transit in terms of your sign into your 7th house. It's joined up by Mars on the 29th. So if there is somebody who's being a bit cheeky around a romantic relationship, about any relationship to be honest, in taking you for granted, not respecting your boundaries, then Venus with its charm and Mars with its power and assertiveness can see you create just the right response as this month draws to a close. But there is, without doubt, a tricky full moon which occurs on the 24th. It's in the sign of Aquarius, only at 1 degree. So on the 28th, Jupiter actually returns to Aquarius from your sign. But what I would say to you about this full moon is it does forge a semi-sextile to Jupiter just then out of your sign. So for you, the sign of Aquarius in solar astrology is your 12th house. It is where We need to protect ourselves, to shelter, withdraw, to recuperate, to heal, to take time in peace, nature and tranquility. And I think Jupiter moving back here, it's going to come back into your sign the last 3 days of this year and for some of next year. Jupiter is going to bring a lot of magic to you in 2022, even financially. But I think that this year is just asking you to keep working on any wounds you have from the past. If there's anything which is not quite complete, you still need to just work through some painful or hurtful events from your past. It may not be that there is a complete healing process available because it was such a difficult event that you went through, but you can continue to see things in your own way, to articulate, at least even to yourself, your sensitivities, to not deny them. We live in a society which is only too happy to say things like, oh, just get over it, pull your socks up, oh, that's all in the past, oh, don't keep going on about it. And it is a kind of thing that has been out there. So if you need to take time out to heal, or you want to be drawn to people who are more spiritual, who are more gentle in their ways, see that as a great opportunity to reach into the very best of your zodiac sign. But I think that Venus and Mars moving into your opposite sign as this month draws to a close can bring some romantic and playful magic into your world as this month comes to a close. But that new moon on the 10th and Mercury moving into the sign of Cancer on the 11th are also great opportunities to have fun. It's just that I do feel that there are going to be some practicalities this month which are really engaging you, but in a way that can see you transform a situation in a very dynamic and also helpful way.